Hello everyone, it's Lel, and in this video we are going to talk about the delicious party PreCure movie. We were able to talk to someone who was kind enough to answer lots of our questions about this movie, and we're going to talk about those answers right now. This video is a joint project between Magical Cinnamon and PreCure, a PreCure Discord server that you can join if you have Discord and you want a community of people. Ooh, it's thundering. And if you want a community of people to enjoy PreCure with, to talk about the newest episodes, things that happened in past seasons, theories for next seasons, and everything else. If you want to join PreCure, the link will be on the description of this video. Also, the questions were made by members of by mods of the PreCure server and also members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. So before we start talking about the answers, the questions and the answers, we have to remember one thing. There are going to be lots of spoilers, but we divided this video into different sections. We're going to start with the questions and the answers that don't reveal anything big or special about the movie, so no spoiler section. And then we're gonna have a section about minor spoilers and then major spoilers. So be warned, we are going to get into spoiler territory, but I will obviously give you a warning before we actually go deep into spoilers. So the first questions won't have spoilers. If you don't want spoilers for this movie, come with us and I'll warn you when to stop watching. Okay? Another thunder. Just to start, let's go. Let's start with a question done by Inu. And Inu asked about the food-inspired rides, such as the bread Ferris wheel, large building made of onigiri, ramen roller coaster, spaghetti merry-go-round, etc. What are some of the other notable food-themed rides? And she answered that there is an athletic attraction based on pudding. There's a turning cup attraction similar to Alice in Wonderland. I know that there are lots of people who want an Alice in Wonderland PreCure season, so this is an interesting topic. And also an ice cream float can turn into a hot air balloon. I think this movie is going to be visually delightful for sure. Inu also asked if there were some incredibly cute moments between Kokanee and Pom Pom, which she answered, definitely. Girl, I cannot wait. She said that the moment where Pom Pom got turned human, Kokanee's reactions were just super adorable. That sequence was shown in the previews, but it's even cuter on a large screen. They often wanted to do the same thing at the amusement park. She thinks that Kokanee and Pom Pom fans will enjoy this movie a lot. Girl, I can't wait. Inu also asked that we've seen Kokanee's reaction to Pom Pom in human form. What was Ran's reaction to Men Men assuming human form? And she said that Ran thought he was cute. The reaction was all that we saw in the previews. She is behind Kokanee hugging Pom Pom, but he did not get a hug though. Sorry, Men Men fans. I also asked if the mascots have special names when they are transformed, and she said that unfortunately they don't. They call each other by their normal names during the scenes. Hibiki asked about the focus on Yui. Did Yui get a lot of focus due to her lack of central focus in Delicious Party up to date? And she said that Yui is a main character of the movie together with Komi, though she thinks Komi gets slightly more focus. The main character development does lie with Komi in this movie. Hibiki and Ranze also asked about the short movie, and they asked that if the other cures of the other 3 seasons also appear in the short or it was just the leaders. And she said that they do appear, but it's a different scenario. In Tropical-Rouge's case, all the team appears and they all have talking lines. When it comes to Healing Good and Star Twinkle, only Cure Grace and Cure Star have lines. The other members of Healing Good and Startwinkle, they appear at the end of the short movie when all the cures from all the 4 teams appear, but they do not have talking lines. That is a little sad, but what can we do? Cheese, a member here from the Magical Cinema channel, asked, how big of a role did Pom Pom and Men Men had? And she answered that she thinks that their roles were important as a support for Kokanee in the beginning and later as Kokanee begins to be their support in the end. Of course, Kokanee had the larger role. Kurosawa, another member of the Magical Cinema channel, asked, how are the fighting scenes? And she answered that as expected of a PreCure movie, it's really good. She especially liked the final battle since it had a lot of dynamic action. And Kurosawa also asked, how impressive was the animation? And she said that the animation was very consistent for the most part, except for a few scenes where it looks like they didn't spend much time on the scene, but it was rarely noticeable. I think she thinks that they definitely spent most of their time on the battle sequences of the beginning battle and the final battle. Chrono asks if Takumi has an on-screen transformation, and he does not. And he also asks if Yui has 2 special forms in the movie, and she answers she only has the special form that everybody have. So she has this special form only. And at the very end, is there any hint on when the next PreCure film may come out? And she answered that at the end, the message that appeared is, new PreCure Movie 2023. It's all the information available. There was no series name attached. And Chrono also asks if there were kids in the theater that she went to. And she answers that she went to see the movie twice. In the first time, she went in the midnight showing, and there were no kids since there is a curfew in Japan. And in the second time, it was the voice actors event with the movie. So you had to get a lottery ticket to get to the screening. So the first row was all media outlets with their huge cameras. And while there were some kids, they were probably there because their parents wanted to see the voice actors talk. Adults were definitely the majority. The voice actors talked about things that she is certain were geared towards adults. Simzo asked if there were any cameos from previous PreCure or other characters from the franchise, and she says there is nothing this time. And Knuckles asks if they spent a long time showing stock footage animation, like attacks or transformation scenes. And she says the animation sequences are the same length as the TV series. Now we are gonna get into spoiler territory. For the Delicious Party PreCure movie, we're gonna get into minor spoiler scenes. So be careful. If you don't want spoilers, this is the information that we have from the movie without spoiling the story too much. So, warning given, let's continue. Minor spoilers from now on. Inu asked, we see Rosemary becoming plushy, and judging by the synopsis, this seems to be the point when things go wildly wrong. Can you confirm this? And she answered, yes. The girls start picking up that the amusement park is more than it seems when Rosemary becomes a plush. During this hectic moment, they also get separated from the energy fairies. Inu also asks, what role does the Dreamia ring gimmick play in the movie? Is it similar to the Miracle Light? And she answers that the Dreamia ring catalogs what food the children have eaten at the amusement park, allowing them to create their own customized Okosama lunch at the food court. It does not cheer on the PreCures in any way, making it quite different from a Miracle Light. They are handed out to every attendee in the entrance. Now we're going to get into an answer that talks about the Okosama lunch. So we're getting a little bit an in-depth explanation of what this is. Inu asks, Rosemary seems to get captured by security. Did he do anything wrong to have this occur? And she answered that his only crime was being an adult. The robot staff scanned him and the girls have triangles. That means passing, but not definite. Definite in Japan is a circle. And Rosemary appears with an X mark, a batsu mark, which means he is an adult and is not allowed at the park. She found that triangle mark interesting because the girls do say in another scene that at some restaurants, being middle schoolers like they are means they're not able to order okosama lunch at restaurants. If you don't know, okosama lunch is a real menu item in Japan that can be ordered at many restaurants and tends to consist of hamburger, fried shrimp, omelette, and spaghetti. Some also come with sausage, some fruits, or some sweets. Occasionally, toys or stationaries come with it. This is an important thing for the movie. That is why I think it's interesting to get a little in-depth look as to what an okosama lunch is. I didn't know, and it's interesting to get this information. At least I think so. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. Now onto another question. Chise, another member of the Magical Cinnamon channel, she asks other questions too. Asks, do the super forms have a long or short transformation sequence? And she answers that the super forms from the series make its way into the movie in its entirety. The movie transformation had its own sequence. Each energy fairy got their own sequence, though not as long as a usual transformation sequence. So it's a little shorter than the big transformation scenes we have. I'm pretty sure they're exciting anyways. And Chrono asked, is there any mention of the Banderu gang? And she says that yes, they appear at the beginning of the movie. And it's also hinted that they may have been the ones that fooled Kate Sith. Now another warning. Major spoilers incoming from for this movie. So if you don't want to be spoiled in any way, this is not the place for you. You have been warned. Let's start talking about those big spoilery moments for the Delicious Party PreCure movie. Inu asked, what exactly prompted Pom Pom and Men Men to become human? When they were at the entrance of the amusement park, Dreamia, the robot staff scanned them to check if they were children. They noticed some abnormalities, picked up Pom Pom and Men Men, and gave them a magical beam that transformed them into humans. Very interesting, right? Cannot wait to see this. Inu also asks, there are hints at very emotional moments between Yui and Komi. Can you elaborate on such moments? The main character of this movie has to be Komi, with Yui as a close second. At the amusement park, Komi feels self-conscious about eating okosama lunch because she wants to grow up faster to become a hero like Yui. Remember that okosama lunch is a children's meal in Japan. Yui is later revealed to have met with Kate Sith in the past. So when they discover what Kate Sith had planned with his amusement park, they feel mixed emotions on how to solve this issue. They spend quite a bit of time together trying to figure out these emotions while the rest of the cures are fighting. I am so curious. Another question also done by Inu was, what exactly is the secret of Dreamia? Dreamia is an amusement park made by a well-known inventor who recently discovered a new way to produce energy. His work made the news and he announced his amusement park on the streets of Oishin town in a parade, saying that entrance is free to children, along with food and rides. No adults are allowed. The energy from Dreamia is actually run by a delicious stone. Connections between the season and the movie. I love this so much. At one point, we see Finale being the only one transformed, probably due to Kate Sith hosting the mascots and being separated. Was this intentional by Kate Sith to defeat the PreCures? And she answered that Kate Sith did not cause this. The robots attacking the girls did. An attack hit 3 of them and they transformed back into their normal forms. The fairies then get separated from the group and Finale sees that the odds are against them. So she picks all 3 of them up to escape. I found it quite funny because at some point you see that Finale is very tired after carrying them for so long on her own. This is gonna be a very cute scene. And the last question about this movie is, this is great. How is Kate Sith related to Dreamia and or the overall plot? Kate Sith is the inventor. Dreamia is a place based on Okosama lunch, which actually was the meal that Yui gave him when he was really sad in the past. She drew a cat on a flag and he laughed because it didn't look like a cat at all. They made a promise that if he ever felt bad, she would visit him and cheer him up again. He offered the same to her, but as you can see, it didn't quite work out that way. He felt that adults have ulterior motives and that children are pure with their intentions, as he himself was taken advantage of by adults before. So, yes, Kate Sith is the villain of this movie, but it's not that simple. Obviously, it's never that simple. It seems that we are going to meet a very tragic, I don't know if very, but a tragic backstory for him. Anyways, this is the information that we have so far for the Delicious Party PreCure movie. I first have to give a big thank you to the person who went to watch the movie and kindly answered all of our questions, took a little bit of her time to answer our questions. Thank you very much. And also to Inu, who made this connection possible. Inu, thank you very much. And just to finish this, I just want to say that another content creator also talked about her experience in watching the Delicious Party PreCure movie. She gets very in-depth with her experience and the story of the movie and everything, which is Ayumi, who has a podcast called Sparkleside Chats with Magical Girl Ayu. She released a bonus episode this week called Bonus, Delicious Party PreCure the movie, Dreaming Children's Lunch. And she talked about her experience in watching the movie, and she gets very in-depth with the story as well, also with the spoiler warnings as we did here. Anyways, just want to say that I am super excited. This makes me even more excited to watch the movie, and I think this movie is going to be the bomb. It's going to be gorge, amazing, powerful, beautiful. I just cannot wait. Anyways, babies, this is all for now. Again, thank you very much for you who went to watch the movie and shared this with us. And Inu, thank you so much for making this possible. Members of the Magical Cinnamon channel who asked questions, thank you so much as well. And obviously, a special thank you to the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. You are the ones who make this possible. You are the ones who keep me going. Thank you very much. If you've watched the channel, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.